Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown, the largest international curling event in Canada this season. We're so glad you decided to join us to watch some of the top teams from around the world participate in this event. My name is Jesse Hamonic, and I'm the Vice President and Country Head of Nutrien Ag Solutions Canada. Like farming, curling brings our communities together, and Nutrien Ag Solutions is committed to promoting the diversity of sport within the communities where we work and live. We're so grateful to the Western Showdown team for allowing us to partner with them to bring you this event, and I want to wish you all, the teams, a safe and successful event.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown. We're so glad you've decided to join us to come see some of the world's best curlers participate in this event. My name is Jim Grundy. I'm the branch director for RBC Dominion Securities here in Swift Current. Our branch is not only a huge fan and support of curling in our community, we're also proud to support the 2023 Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Curling Showdown, as RBC is committed to working with our community to promote and celebrate vibrancy in sport in the community in which we live. Thank you to everyone on the organizing committee for putting this great event together, and on behalf of RBC Dominion Securities, enjoy the tournament.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Here in the women's event, Tabitha Peterson from USA, Satsuki Fujisawa, Japan. Glad you're with us. First into play. Peterson playing the red stones, and Fujisawa playing the yellow stones. Should be a very, very evenly matched game. Two very good teams. Down to Skiff's Rocks. Fujisawa has got the full 8 foot to draw to. Kitami Yoshida holding the brush. Fujisawa on the out turn. Line 1 back 8. Like a little bit of protection from those guards if she can get it. Sweep it up to bite half of the 4 foot and hiding maybe a corner. So Fujisawa lies 2. Earns the high 5. Tab Peterson drawing against a pair. She's going to need full 4-foot to score. Opening end. Final shot of end number 1 is on its way for Tab Peterson of the USA. Tough shot in the first end. And that'll complete the first end to play here in Swift Current. Second end to come, Peterson versus Fujisawa. So a steal of 1, or a score of 1 rather, for Tab Peterson. Drawing successfully against 2. And so it will be Fujisawa with last rock here in the second. Becca Hamilton following it down. Center guard splitting the center line. Good location. Suzuki delivers for Team Fujisawa. Apologies, Eureka Yoshida. Such a popular team, and this team has great memories of Swift Current. They really burst onto the international stage at the Women's World Championships, where they won a silver medal back in 2016 right here in Swift Current. Becca Hamilton looking to follow that one around the center guard. Good looking line. How's the weight? Maybe a foot light. Comes to rest biting the top 4 foot, but that's in a very good spot for Tab Peterson. So now Yumi Suzuki being asked to come down that same path on the intern side for the right-handed players. Just touches the stone, top 4 foot, spills to bite half of that 4 foot circle. Play in the second end. Peterson drawing against 2 to score that single point in the first. Play now in end number 2. Tara Peterson. Removes the stone in the front forefoot. Now the Japanese shot rock is very much under threat. Threatened really in both directions. Satsuki just touching her ankle. That tells us that she's looking for hack weight. Quiet weight here. Looking to cross the nose of that red stone, I think. Just punched back through the rings. Sounds easy. Tough shot. Suzuki delivers. Kitami Yoshida trying to sweep for curl. How much will they get? It's going to jam. Pushes the stone to the back 12 foot. So it stays in the rings, but good opportunity now for Tab Peterson to really control the scoring zone here. Second end of play, women's tournament here at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Divided up into pools of 5 teams. Tara Peterson. He will get across nose, gets that inside roll. Very nice shot. Peterson lies 3 now. And Fujisawa has seen enough. So we need to rip that center guard now. Might be looking to 3/4 it. Drive it back into the pile and maybe get some action. Rattle those red ones around a little bit. Well, she's going to get some action. Where will they go? Well, 2 rocks go flying out of the rings. 2 red rocks remain. Nice shot by Yumi Suzuki. Tough to tell whose second shot from the overhead. It looks like it's red to me, but it's very close. Tab Peterson last. Tara Peterson. Zip around the center. Well, in fact, now we're down to 3rd stone, so it's Corey Teese. Don't want to wreck on that front. They just squirrel it by. It might have even feathered. Very good brushing. Full 8 foot behind the center. And the pressure now really on Fujisawa. Both of these teams have very strong and loyal fan bases. If you're joining us from Japan, where day-wise, it's about midday. Glad you're with us. Shinami Yoshida rips away that center guard, opens it up. Tab Peterson says, I'd like a guard replacing it, please. Yumi Suzuki has a word with Satsuki. Tara Peterson jumps that one straight out of hand. Trying to hold the line. Hamilton and Peterson very strong with the brushes. And they can use that center line as a bit of a guidance for them. They're looking to straddle the center line. It's pretty much what they do. Good shot. So Team Fujisawa have been really scrambling this end, chasing the game a lot. They've got the hammer, but they've had no chance to really apply any pressure at all in this end. Once again, playing this down weight that they can control with the brushes. Again, sweeping for curl, but it's going to get maybe a third, maybe half. Moves second shot. She'd love to save the shooter, and it does just hang on. Nice shot from Yoshida. Still quite important to figure out who's second shot here, because that really does determine the shot choice a lot. By the discussions between Tab and Corey, you have to think that they think they're lying too. Tab made a very nice draw in the first end, facing 2 to score her 1, so she should have her draw weight dialed in. Don't want to give her the commentator's curse, but she did throw a draw in the first end. Here's another one. Peterson jumped it early. Becca Hamilton just along for the ride, really. She likes the weight. As long as they're second and third shot, I think they'll be pretty happy. The line's very good. Now, that's an excellent shot. Cuts off the path to the stone in the back of the forefoot. 3/4 buried behind the center guard. Great shot. So Tab Peterson lying at least 2, possibly 3. Closer look at it there from the overhead. Yeah, I still wouldn't want to bet the house on who's third shot, but we know who is first and second shot right now, and that's Tab Peterson. Lining up again, that bumper weight shot at that stone just delivered by Tab Peterson. So Shinami Yoshida is saying, yeah, we'll try and hit a half to 2/3 and roll over into the 8-foot second shot. Been a very well played end by Team Peterson, though. Well, some panic in the sweeping call. This one is going to be really close to that center guard. If they clip it, it's disaster. They just get it by. Terrific sweeping. What tremendous brushing from Team Fujisawa. Saved that one. Yumi Suzuki and Yurika Yoshida. was millimeters from disaster. Great brushing held it in. And importantly for Team Fujisawa, they're sitting second shot in the front of the 8-foot. So Tab Peterson has to be a little bit careful where she leaves this one. She doesn't want to leave an inadvertent crosshouse double for 2 or something like that. Shot's on its way. Final shot of the second end for Tab Peterson. Looks like she wants to wrap one around that stone just delivered by Fujisawa. Again, they don't want to clip it, but they just get it by. And it will sit in the back of the 4-foot, just biting the back 4-foot for second shot. Now, the way those are lined up, I don't think that Fujisawa can make a play on the shot rock because second shot will kick sideways and jam. So the play would be a shot for 1 if she made a throw at the shot rock. If there's a shot for 2, it's definitely not an easy one. Everybody's coming in to have a look. This is a situation where you just kind of swallow your pride and say, yeah, make the easiest shot we can for a single. The thing is, there are no real easy shots here for a single. Easiest conventional shot would be just a draw to the button, out turn side. Just, you have to hit full 4-foot. We've seen so often that Team Fujisawa love playing this board weight kind of down weight hit because they feel like they can control it so well with sweeping. They can hold it straight, and they can also make it curl. Final shot, end number 2. Facing 2, Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. Suzuki points to the air. She thinks it's heavy. Now sweeping for curl. Is it going to stick around? No, terrific shot. A 2 out of nowhere. Unbelievable shot by Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. I didn't think the 2 was there. What do I know? Fujisawa thought otherwise. Got some action on those stones in the back, and it's a 2. Fujisawa take the lead after 2 ends of play by a score of 2-1. Terrific shot.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year. I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back to Swift Current. We are at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showcase. Women's pool game between Tabitha Peterson of the USA and Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. Fujisawa with a lovely downweight shot, squeezing out the Peterson stones to register the first multiple point end of the game in the second end. Peterson will have hammer here in the third. Collection of guard stones just on and on either side of the center line. And Peterson will ask Becca Hamilton, see if she can swing one around the pile. Becca has played so much mixed doubles with her brother Matt. The come around shot to the pin is a shot that is very, very familiar to Becca Hamilton, and she executes it beautifully. Yumi Suzuki. Trying to follow that one down. She'd be pretty happy if she can half corner freeze. Doesn't want to bounce though. But bounce she does. Pushes the Hamilton rock right onto the pin. Doesn't roll into the open though. She does have some cover behind that red center guard. Tab Peterson asking Sister Tara, how much can you see? The answer is about half. This one's going to be well short. Maybe halfway. Not even. It does block the pathway into the shot rock. Takes the raise away. So does Fujisawa change gears here? Do you start thinking, all right, the way these are lined up, maybe take it to the bank and go for a force, but right now the whole 4-foot circle is still there as the scoring area. So you wouldn't really be comfortable 100% kind of switching gears and going all out for a force with the way that the rocks are laid out right now. Suzuki. She's trying to whip around the pile on the outturn side. This one again, maybe fractionally heavy. Now it's coming to rest. Just only on the tee line. So that cuts down the scoring area considerably. Peterson is shot. But now, how do you get another one into the button? Peterson wants to talk about it with the whole team here. Doesn't like what she sees. So she's asking for a little bit of help and input from her teammates. She's got the hammer. One is virtually guaranteed right now. But if you disturb anything, all of a sudden you could be scrambling if you ever opened up shot rock. So after some discussion, it does look like they've settled on the outturn draw. Really just going to play follow the leader on the shot just delivered by Suzuki. Tara Peterson's going to have to be super precise on this shot, though. Going to have to just skinny the guard if she has any hope at all of getting to nose or across nose of the target rock. This one is flirting with the guard, and I think it's all over it. Yes, definitely going to clip. So it does open up a path at least to the Japanese shot, but immediately Satsuki Fujisawa saying, let's get one into that front button area, get across nose of our own shot, and then you can really put a death grip on the button. Intriguing end number 3. And this one is also going to be flirting with the guards. Indeed, it overcurls in its light. It does block the path to that shot on the tee line, the yellow shot, second shot. Running out of ways to get in there now for Tab Peterson. And there's a very small port on that outturn side between the red and the yellow rock, top left of the right-hand side of our screen as we look at it from the overhead. So Corey Teese could squeeze one through there. It's a very tiny port, though. Sweepers want to keep the rock moving. They know it's going to duck once it starts to make its move, but they do need to get by that corner guard. Oh, they just squeak it by. Well, that was terrific judgment from the sweepers. Could have sworn that they were going to flick the corner guard on the way by, but they just somehow got it squeaking past. You can see the big smile from Tara Peterson. Yeah, we had it all the way, Corey. Hard to imagine how you get through and not get to nose. So a real cluster, well, really two clusters of stones out there on sheet D. One cluster in front of the rings and one cluster in the forefoot. And now it's going to be the turn of Team Fujisawa to come down and have a chat. by the time that Yumi and Yurika get up there. Kitami and Satsuki have already kind of settled on a shot, so we'll just turn around and head back to the delivery end. Does look like Kitami is being asked to go through that same really narrow port that Corey just threaded on the previous shot. Kitami Yoshida asking for just a little bit more ice. Fujisawa complies, and here comes the shot. Nothing yet for Satsuki. This one is going to have to make a sideways move to get through that hole. Just through. But just not quite enough finish. Moves the rock around. Tabitha Peterson with last rock. There is a yellow-red tap opportunity to leave them lying too, and that's exactly what they're looking at. Intriguing end. Talked earlier about Becca Hamilton and her experience in mixed doubles. This feels very much like a mixed doubles end. Freezes, short taps, come arounds, narrow ports. And we're about to see another shot attempt through this narrow port on the outturn side. Corey Teese calling for sweeping right out of hand. Tabitha Peterson with the hand signal saying, keep it moving, keep it moving. You know it's going to crash when it moves over. It does over curl. And that takes that port away now. Overlaps everywhere you look on the guard stones. The Team Fujisawa are not out of danger yet. There are still red stones to be run in from either the center or, well, the top of the two corner guards on the left-hand side on the overhead shot. Skip stones to come here on end number 3. Been an intriguing end. It started building up. You could see it right from the beginning. 3 guard stones straddling and covering almost the entire 4-foot area. And once Becca Hamilton got a come around into the button area, it was all on. Hard to say for certain what the call is here. We'll just wait for Satsuki Fujisawa to deliver it. Probably a guard. Looking to take away one of the American runbacks. But that one will come short of the hog line. So it's a hogged stone. That's a round. Although knowing how this Japanese foursome trains, I don't think that'll be part of the team rules. More likely that Satsuki will be asked to do 50 push-ups. Just kidding. This team trains incredibly hard. Satsuki Fujisawa, if you follow this team and her in particular, you'll know that she actually competes in fitness and bodybuilding competitions. So if she was asked to do 50 push-ups, I think she'd probably be very, very capable of dropping down and giving them 50 without any problem at all. So Tab Peterson. Are you happy with trying to keep it in your pocket a little bit and have a high degree of difficulty shot for 2 on your last, or do you make your play now? Take some risk of opening things up with a chance to push another stone into the 4-foot area and maybe set up a 3. Curling is always a game of risk and reward, and if she runs in those stones that Becca Hamilton and Corey Teese are standing in front right now, yes, if they hit the outside stone, it won't really disturb anything. If they hit the higher of the 2 stones, they could open up access into the stones in the scoring area, which they probably don't want to do. No real access to the center guard, the red center guard just off the center line close to the house because of the other red guard in front of it. So no real options on the intern side. I'm taking a long look at this. I do think if you're in go for it mode, chipping the outside of the 2 corner guards in is probably the safer of a bunch of risky options. We see Corey Teese looking at the angles. I do think it's going to be an angle raised. Question is, which stone are they going to throw at? My pick is it is the back of those 2 red corner guards. Try to push it on a 45-degree angle into the top of the 4-foot. Fantastic shot if she makes it. Could set up a 3 and maybe more. Shot on its way for Tab Peterson. You're going to miss this anywhere. You want to miss it wide. You don't want to over curl, but this one is really moving now. It will over curl. It's on the front of the 2 stones. Nowhere near the weight that would have been needed to make the shot in any event. So it pushes the stone into the 12-foot, but that's not really helping the cause too much for Tab Peterson. And now it's the turn of Fujisawa and Yoshida to say, how could Tab hurt us? And they say Tab could hurt us if she can get through that port and get to that red stone, take it straight back. She could get 2 that way. So it will be another guard. Trying to take away the only, well, there's no easy shot here for Tab Peterson. But the most direct shot to try and get 2 would be to squeeze through the port, promote red onto yellow onto red. Fujisawa trying to take that away with a guard. Hogged her first guard, so she needs to make the adjustment, but it still needs to be just over the hog line. And again, 2 hog stones in a row for Satsuki Fujisawa. I've watched this team play many games. I've never seen that. So, will Tab Peterson take this on? The shot's there. It is hard. But if she could navigate the port, I think she'd have to throw an intern to do it. Drive red onto yellow onto red. The only question is, what angle are you going to hit the yellow stone? If you hit it on the wrong angle, you could wind up scoring only 1. Well, she's going to give it a try. That's good. It would have been really bad after all of this to kind of wonder what might have happened if she would have tried it. And we're actually going to find out what would have happened, whether it's successful or not. And good on Tab Peterson for this. You don't get many chances in a curling match against a team of Fujisawa's quality. Score multiple points. So Tab Peterson is saying, okay, I'm going to back myself here. Trying to thread the needle through a port to make a double raise. Potentially score 2. Are they going to get through that port? No, they're not. They're going to wreck the front. And after all that, it is a single point. So a good force for Team Fujisawa. Forcing Peterson to score a single point, ties the game up at 2 as we head for the 4th end in Swift Current.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
Welcome back to Swift Current. We are at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. And we've got a showdown out there on sheet D, that is for certain. Tab Peterson of the USA and Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan are deadlocked at 2. An enthralling third end. Rocks in play everywhere you looked. In the end, Fujisawa got the force, so she takes the hammer in. End number 4. Yurika Yoshida, lead player for Team Fujisawa, delivers. Mentioned that the teams are divided into pools of 5 teams. Team Peterson lost their first game. Rob and Silvernagel. So they come into this game 0-1. They lost that game by a score of 7-4. Team Fujisawa, they're 1-0. They defeated Kayla Skrlik 7-4 in their opening match. So Team Fujisawa trying to go to 2-0 in this game. In-turn draw attempt really making a move here. It's just going to line up along the center line. Some center guards now stacked. And the button area now must look pretty inviting. Satsuki Fujisawa. The way those reds are angled do represent a bit of a danger of a jam later in the end. Fujisawa sensing the danger of those center guards, so she will ask Yumi Suzuki to deal with them. Yumi Suzuki, the pocket rocket, throws a heater and puts it over the top of the stone behind the corner guard. Terrific shot, earning a big smile from Shinami Yoshida. Seen Yumi do that so many times over the years. And if there was ever proof that curling is a game for all shapes and sizes, Yumi Suzuki is tiny, but she generates incredible speed and force just because she has incredible balance, incredible strength in her driving leg. And so when Satsuki Fujisawa says, I need to rearrange stones in the front of the house, dialing up Yumi Suzuki to throw it is always a good bet. So corner guard up, stone behind it. Those belong to Fujisawa. Tabitha Peterson being asked to rip that corner guard. Wouldn't mind a bit of action rolling it across into the front ring. Comes to rest just short of the front ring. Does open up a path to the shot rock. Fujisawa out to the edge of the sheet almost. Going to take the long way around. Try to duck one behind that yellow guard, just to the right of the center line as we look at it from the delivery end. So after throwing that thunderbolt of a hit on the previous shot, Yumi Suzuki now being asked to throw a touch shot. Always a bit of a guess when you're going this wide on the sheet. Throwing into some fresh pebbles, sometimes some frost. It's always a bit of an adjustment, both for weight and line. Well by the guard. Trying to get some late finish and hide at least a corner of it. Maybe hit the tiniest of corners. And Fujisawa lies 2. Nice adjustment there by Yumi Suzuki. Tabitha Peterson says, I'll just play the one that's more open. Corey Teese. She'd love a little inside roll. And she's going to get it. Very nice shot. Excellent. 2/3 buried. Fujisawa says, think we can dig it out? And Shinami Yoshida, not so convinced. Skipper wants to make a play at it, though. Backline weight. Tough shot. Hand signals from Satsuki Fujisawa. This one is really making a move that's going to be flirting with that guard, and I think they're going to clip it. Yes, they do. Make things worse, pushing the American stone behind the guard and into second shot position. All of a sudden, things are looking a bit sketchy for Team Fujisawa. Still 4 stones each to come. Actually, 3 stones each to come. We count the stones in the picture. Sometimes things get set up too well for you too early in the end, and I think that's what's happening here with Tabitha Peterson. You're lying too, and you're thinking, okay, if it stopped right now, we'd get the force. We'd be happy with that. And it's like, where do you want to throw a stone now that wouldn't mess this up? Tabitha Peterson's mind, I'm sure she was thinking, I wish I could just fast forward this 2 rocks. But unfortunately, she can't. So Corey Teese is going to need to throw one somewhere. Looks like Tab wants Corey to tuck one around that guard, high in the rings. Ideally, 3rd shot. That one is going to slide past the D-line. Great line, but maybe 2 feet heavy. Still a very good situation for Team Peterson, though. Fujisawa with the hammer, but absolutely bailing right now. Big weight from Yoshida. Trying to run this guard straight back, but it might be overcurling a fraction. Gets a little bit of action, squirts across the American stone into 3rd shot position. Things now looking pretty tidy for Team Peterson. Now mentally you start to get a little bit greedy. Now you start to think, oh, well, I'm not happy with the force anymore. The way these things are set up now. And this feels like a steal, and it feels like a multiple steal. Tough shot choice there by Yoshida. Trying that run back. She did have a shot to the shot rock through the port, but Fujisawa was saying we needed to rattle them around a little bit. So tried the riskier run back. Didn't miss by much, but that's all it takes. You're trying to run a stone back 10, 15 feet. If you're off by a millimeter, it gets magnified by the time you get to the target rock. So a great chance here for Tab Peterson. Really apply the heat and set up a steal. Perfect as front button. Now they're going to play a little bit of a feather off the yellow. Not bad, but really not 100% what she was looking for, I don't think. But regardless, she's lying 3 guarded, so you can't complain about that. Two stones to come for Satsuki Fujisawa here on end number 4. Now, is she trying to thread the port, or is she trying to run one of these guard stones back? We're going to find out in a moment. It is the run back. Right into the pocket. Move stones around. Well, that improves the situation for Satsuki Fujisawa. Tab Peterson now lying only a single shot, so that's much better than it was a minute ago. So now the mental equation switches again for Tab Peterson. Now you're not thinking about steal anymore. Now your brain goes back to force. Steal might still be there, but the straight steal, you're basically guarding shot rock and hoping. It's not a bad call. But if you misfire on the guard at all, you do give a chance for Fujisawa to come out of this with a 2. You don't really want that. We're talking about a split potentially. One of the great truisms of curling is sometimes the best guard is second shot. Problem is, to get second shot, where do you put it without setting up a double? It's a very entertaining game, that's for sure. Peterson was forced to 1 in the first. Fujisawa made a very nice downweight hit for a pair in the second. Forced Peterson to take a single in the third, and here we are in the fourth. Peterson with a chance to force back, but she's got no room for error if she's electing to play the guard, because if she misfires on the guard, Fujisawa has a chance for 2. Tab Peterson ready to go. Trying to defend her stone on the front of the button. Line is everything on this shot. Is it going to overcurl? Yes, I think it has overcurled fractionally. So the door is open just a sliver for Satsuki Fujisawa. I think the little downweight tap is there on the outturn now. And so does Shinami Yoshida. You just need to push the Peterson stone back out of the 4-foot circle. So back 8-foot weight would be plenty. There's no question that they'll be able to get by that guard just delivered by Peterson, and there'll be enough time for the stone to curl and get to that red stone on the front button. Be interesting to see how Satsuki adjusts her weight. She hogged 2 guards, remember, in the previous end. This isn't a guard. It isn't a straight draw either. It's a soft tap. Final stone and number 4 on its way. Downweight attempt, Suzuki on it early. They think it's narrow. And this is good looking if it's got the weight to push it. Does it? Oh, yes, it does. It's going to push it out of the 4-foot circle for a 2. Terrific shot from Satsuki Fujisawa. Rays set it up, and the little downweight tap cashed it in for a pair. Fujisawa taking a 4-2 lead after 4 here in Swift Current.
I've got the bill.
Well, now I've got the tip.
Standard tip increased 2% this year.
That's why I keep you around. So, corn's looking great. Well, our crop plan is working.
And we locked in that input financing at the perfect time.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough? Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea? Great idea. Let's talk more about next year.
I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
Welcome back to Swift Current, Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showcase. Our feature game, Tabitha Peterson of the USA versus Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. Fujisawa with a very well-worked 2 in the 4th end. Carries a 2-point lead into the second half of this game. It has been very, very entertaining. Lots and lots of rocks in play. That's what we love to see. A little reverse sweep there from Yumi Suzuki. Dragging that stone to cover just a corner of the shot rock. The action, of course, will carry on from Swift Current right through the weekend. So we're glad you're with us tonight. Swift Current time, that is, and wherever you're enjoying it in the world. May not be your night time, but we're glad you're along for the curling. Much more to come this weekend. Please rejoin us tomorrow and right through the weekend. Terrific, terrific play here in Swift Current. Becca Hamilton. Hits one directly in front. The Japanese shot rock. In the free guard zone. So Fujisawa can't just rip that guard just yet, if she indeed wanted to. Yumi Suzuki. Stack 'em and rack 'em. 3 guards at or near the center line. Tab Peterson's got the hammer here in 5. And then she's got some granite blocking the scoring area. And she's got her opponent's stone front button. So it might be time to redecorate a little bit. Five rocks have been thrown. The free guard zone part of the end is over. Tab can blast away if she's so inclined. Corey T's going to come down and have a chat about it. It's definitely not time to panic here for Tab Peterson. Yeah, you gave up a pair. But scoring here is good. It's early in the end. You've got a corner guard up. 2 is still plausible. Yes, you need to stay aggressive, but you don't have to go crazy either. And just judging by what they were looking at and what they were waving their brooms at, it does look like there's going to be some kind of a play on the front stones. Looks like Tab wants to hit the front yellow on the brush side, pretty much where the brush is. Drive yellow across the face of the yellow behind it onto the red. Tara Peterson delivers. Pretty close. No, very nicely done. Very nicely done. Does push the Fujisawa stone onto the rings behind the corner guard, but still high enough in the rings that Tab Peterson could get around it. Certainly clears up the center. Yumi Suzuki, one of my favorite curling deliveries on the planet. Absolutely rock steady. No wasted motion at all in her release. Clean as a whistle 99 times out of 100. Guards the shot rock, probably guards 3/4 of it, so Tab Peterson will be able to make a play at it in turn side for the right-handers. Taps the bottom of her shoe. The universal curling sign for hack weight. Just enough to push it through the rings. Tara Peterson. This one's really making a move. It's going to flirt with the center guard, and it is all over it. That's an opportunity gone for Team Peterson. See the arm wave there from Tara. She said, I don't know what happened there, whether it was just a bad throw or a bad pick, or doesn't matter. Shot's over. Sometimes you throw it and then something weird happens and you just don't know why. Petersons are still able to share a smile and a laugh. Kitami Yoshida looking to guard the shot rock, and that is pretty close to perfect. Peterson showing us that she wants to run the yellow stone back onto that yellow shot in the front button. Corey Teese. That's close. And she does it absolutely perfectly. Great shot from Corey. Picks off the Japanese counter. Leaves her own stone in a pretty useful place. One Fujisawa counter fighting the 12-foot, but lots and lots of red guards for Tab Peterson to use now. Yoshida's being asked to draw around the middle of those three center guards. So Satsuki pat her brush front 12-foot, so I think she'd like to leave it quite high in the rings if she can. This one's got a pile of curling to do, though. Suzuki sweeping for curl now. And look at that. Very, very effective. Gets it by that guard. I thought they had no chance. That thing is finishing sideways. Wow, great, great brushing. Terrific technique from Yumi Suzuki. Once again, Team Fujisawa lying 2. And shot rock absolutely buried. And Peterson again asking for the run back. Lots of guards to get behind if she can get contact on the shot rock. Close. Once again. Oh, it's just going to go across the top and spill. I thought that was going to stick around behind the pile. So close to a terrific shot from Corey Teese. Very good shot. Removed the shot rock. But I really thought she was going to stick around. Tsunami patting her brush, edge of the 4-foot. I think she likes to come around out turn draw. There you see again. That's her preferred shot. I'm not sure if it's Satsuki's preferred shot. Tsunami selling that out turn hard. I think she's convinced the skipper that that's the shot to play. A bit of a wry smile from Satsuki as she heads back down the other end. I don't think she's completely sold on the shot, but she's happy enough with it to throw it. Stones curl so much, it's really hard to get full cover, even if she makes this really well. Waiting for this stone to make a move. Are they going to thread the needle? They just graze. Just enough to get it into the top 12-foot. So a little friendly redirect from the corner guard. Creates an overlap on second shot. Tab Peterson with the hammer here on 5, trailing by 2. He's got some options. I mean, the Fujisawa stones are barely full 12 foot. So it would be a brave move, but if she chose to, she could actually ignore them and use the guards and try to go around herself. Another path. She doesn't have a lot of the rings to use. There are a lot of blockers, though, in the form of guards. And I think if Tab is going to get 2, she's going to have to attack here a little bit. I think running the red under the yellow is not going to get it done for her. Hard to tell with that brush position if that's actually the call. I think it might be. I think it might be the tap red back onto the yellow. Just judging purely by the brush position, it could be an entirely different shot. I don't know. The thing about this is if Tab does run red onto yellow, it makes stones are still going to be sitting very high in the house, and that would invite Satsuki Fujisawa to whip one around one of those other guards and maybe negate the end and get a force out of it. Well, let's see what we're going to get here. Tab Peterson. Well, it's definitely not a tap. It's going to be just a draw through that hole, I think. Needs to curl a bit more. Well, did she get shot? Yeah, that kind of works. Nice shot, Tab. Grazed the Japanese stone going by. But managed to squirt into shot rock position. Unfortunately, didn't quite get 100% coverage behind that corner guard. So a piece of it is available for Satsuki Fujisawa. Just a piece, maybe a quarter. Fujisawa doesn't have to worry about sticking around, however, so she can throw some weight at this. Basically hit what she can see. Trying to thread the needle here on end number 5, Satsuki Fujisawa. It's going to be close. Oh, very nice shot. Very nice shot from Satsuki Fujisawa. Picks the Peterson stone clean. Now Tab Peterson's going to have an awkward shot just to score a point. She'll be throwing down the same path that she just threw down, but she's still got a port to navigate here, so it is not a gimme by any means. Last rock on its way, end number 5, Tab Peterson drawing against 2. First job is to get through the port. She is through the port. Now has she got the weight? Needs a piece of the 8-foot. No trouble at all for Tab Peterson. Excellent shot to save the end. Single point for Tab Peterson, but a good force for Team Fujisawa. Team Fujisawa lead this one 4-3 as we head for the 6th end in Swift Current.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Swift Current is great because everybody that we do business with, we know on some sort of personal level.
What I love about Swift Current is the vibrant arts and culture community.
I really like Swift Current. We are not a big city, but the size of the city is really good and we have everything.
Swift Current is a great sports town, great teams and great fans.
People say, good morning, hi, how are you, even though we don't know each other.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Welcome back to Swift Current at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Our feature game, Tabitha Peterson of the USA, taking on Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan. Team Fujisawa with a very good force in the fifth end. They've got hammer now in the even ends. Center guards stacked for Team USA. Japanese stone behind them, just biting the front forefoot. So maybe a pivotal end here in this game. Team Fujisawa can come up with a multiple here on end number 6. They would be grasping this game by the scruff of the neck. Nice touch by Yoriki Yoshida. Splitting the rings and keeping it deep in the house. There is a hit and an inside roll available for Tab Peterson, but the roll would take it deep in the forefoot at best. Tara Peterson acknowledges the call. And her shot is on its way. Becca Hamilton trying to hold the line here. This one's going to overcurl. Has she got any contact at all? Just enough to move it off the ring. Now the first opportunity to clear guards, and Fujisawa says, I'll take that opportunity. Thank you very much. Gives us a chance to enjoy the delivery of Yumi Suzuki. Rips the top stone, no action on the stone behind it. One card gone. Tabitha Peterson being asked to, looks like just replace that guard stone. Very nice guard there from Tara. "25 women's teams competing here at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. They've been divided up into pools of 5 teams. This Suzuki again successfully clears the guard. So the teams play 4 games in the pool phase. Coming into this game, Fujisawa 1-0. Looking to win and keep pace with Robin Silvernagel in Pool E. Tabitha Peterson, they come into this game 0-1. Hoping they can pull off the comeback to get themselves back into the hunt. Do not want to drop to 0-2. Kayla Swirlick, Michelle Yegi, the other teams in Pool E. A terrific field. Another very good center guard lined up. Once again, Fujisawa will look to remove it. In addition to the usual stellar array of Canadian teams, international teams. Eunji Kim from Korea. Eun Young Kim, also of Korea. Anna Hasselborg. Johan of China. Xenia Schwaller of Switzerland. Corey Herleman of Switzerland. We've got Isabella Rana. Recent Swedish champion, defeating Team Hasselborg for that Swedish title. Got Sarah Anderson of the USA. Stefania Constantini, the Olympic mixed doubles champion. So a very, very international field, as well as really high quality Canadian teams. And of course, I forgot to mention Silvana Terranzoni of Switzerland. We've got Carrie Galusha here, Michelle Inglot, Amber Holland, some really strong Canadian teams. We mentioned Robin Silvernagel. So it all adds up for a very entertaining weekend in Swift Current. The patience game has continued right here in this 6th end. Peterson puts up a guard. Fujisawa says, rip the guard. Trying to keep the blank end possibility alive, I think. Team Fujisawa. They're 1 stone sitting in the rings. They know at some point that Tabitha Peterson's going to have to deal with it. So they're willing to play that patience game. Force Tab to change gears, and I think that's what's going to happen right here and now. Run back's an option. Draw around's an option. What probably isn't an option right now is throwing another high center guard. Down to skip stones here on end number 6. Tabitha Peterson. Looks to me what I think they decided on is the come around. Trying to go half around that stone in just the front forefoot there. So to get half around, she's going to have to go past the tee line, probably back button. Tough shot. Lori, she's patting the back of the forefoot with her brush. That's where they want it to go. Like a Hamilton on the inside sweep. She's got control of the distance and the line really largely. Are they by that stone in the top 8? They just squeak it by, and it comes to rest just full forefoot. So it had terrific line. I think they would have loved that to travel another foot. It is shot rock. But as we can see on the right-hand side of our picture, at least half available for Satsuki Fujisawa to hit and roll away to the wing. A good attempt there from Tab Peterson to put some pressure on by coming around a stone in the 8-foot circle, but didn't really get it fully buried. So the patience game possibly about to pay off here for Satsuki Fujisawa. She can hit and stick around out on the wing, then she might get that low stress pair that everybody hopes that they can get in a game of curling. How much separation are they going to get? Oh, that's an excellent shot from Satsuki. Perfect. Rolls it all the way out to the edge of the 8-foot circle, right on the tee line. Well read, well communicated by Team Fujisawa. And now the 2-point end is absolutely on for them. Tab Peterson, she's going to have to play a hit and she's going to have to make a perfect 5.5-foot roll to get behind cover to have any hope at all of not dropping 2 here. Tough shot. This one is not going to curl enough to get the inside roll. She got enough to get to nose. Yes, she does. And now Fujisawa's got a choice. She can just hit or she can just draw. Either way, it's a shot for 2. It will be the draw. Just needs a decent piece of the 8-foot to give herself a 3-point lead with 2 ends to play. It has been an exceptionally well-played end by Team Fujisawa, executing really well, clearing patiently those center guards, all with this shot in mind. Can they get the payoff for all that patience by drawing a piece of the 8-foot to put a 2 on the board and take a 3-point lead? We're about to find out. Yorika Yoshida on the inside line, just keeping it moving. I think she seems pretty happy with it. Just keeping it tidy, and there's no trouble whatsoever. This one will slide just through the button area and stop in the back of the 4-foot for a pair. Satsuki Fujisawa puts a 2 on the board, and they take a 6-3 lead here in Swift Current as we head for the 7th end at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Well, what do y'all think? Too blue? Not blue enough?
Try this.
Makes your eyes pop.
This could be our best yield yet.
And didn't we get this seed at a great financing rate?
Yeah, we did.
Iced tea?
Great idea. Let's talk more about next year.
I got some thoughts.
And I've got some numbers.
Nutrien Financial, financing that's in the field with you.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back to Swift Current. We're at the Nutrien Ag Solutions Western Showdown. Tabitha Peterson versus Satsuki Fujisawa. Team Fujisawa with a big pair there in the sixth end, giving them a 3-point lead with 2 to play. As we head for the finish line here in Swift Current. Yurika Yoshida loading up the 4-foot circle. Becca Hamilton looking to get something out in front that they might be able to use later in the end. One more free guard zone rock to come here in the 7th end. Long high corner set there by Becca. Satsuki says, just keep filling the house, team. Some of the spectators on hand here in Swift Current. Suzuki looks on at her handiwork. This one will come to rest. Just chipping that stone front 4-foot. Cluster of 3 Japanese stones now that Tab Peterson has to deal with and move around. So Team Peterson now have to get into manufacturing mode. You're down 3. You know that realistically you're going to have to score 3 here to have a chance. So you can't really afford to be blasting stones. You have to take some gambles. You have to just promote stones, push them behind the tee line, hope you get some jams because you're going to need a miss or 2. So how do you force that miss? Sarah Peterson. And it's one thing to say just push them around and move them around, but if you leave them in the rings, it narrows down the scoring area for yourself. That's a pretty good shot. Pushes one Fujisawa stone back out of the back of the 4-foot. And importantly, trying to make it a little bit more awkward for Fujisawa to remove that red stone without jamming on something. There is a reasonable amount of room for Yumi Suzuki to work with. Just looking to chip it out of there, no problem at all. pinballs another one of her own stones out of the rings. Peterson again looking to play just a little freeze, maybe a little tiny bump freeze. Wouldn't mind pushing the target stone back, maybe another half a rock. She'd also be happy just kind of sitting in the pocket between the two yellows. This stone looks a little bit light. It will come up short of the rings. So now, Satsuki Fujisawa, do you change gears? Do you bother clearing that stone? And the answer to that question is yes, you do. Kitami Yoshida. Looking to hit half. Very nicely done. It's one thing I've noticed in Team Fujisawa's play over recent years. Kitami in particular, but also Satsuki. Yumi has always had the big accurate hit weight. But now Shinami and Satsuki can also throw that accurate heat, and you had a very good example of it there on that last stone by Kitami Yoshida. Not that she used to struggle throwing up weight, but now she's just got such confidence throwing it. It's a real weapon. Corey Teese. Tab Peterson trying to find some way to manufacture multiple points here. Navigate past that corner guard first. Ooh, just. Stone will come to rest, just biting the front forefoot. Very well swept. Second shot position. Satsuki says, chip it out. I know there's a pretty high chance that we're going to lose our shooter behind it, but that's okay. Once again, the heater from Kitami. Balloon. There they go. Stone's going left, right, and center here. Stone just clinging to the back of the 12-foot, just staying away. So two Fujisawa counters in the rings, both behind the tee line. One long corner guard that we can see on the right-hand side of our picture. It's really all that Tab Peterson has to work with. Choice is basically come around the corner guard or freeze the shot rock. That's kind of your two options here. Corey delivers. Becca Hamilton, Tara Peterson on the brushes. Straight come around. This looks like it might be getting a little bit flat. See that shine on the ice. Very nicely placed, though. Good shot there from Corey Teese. His second shot, however. There was really going to be shot rock when they come around that corner. So it's a setup shot. You know that you're going to need a miss from your opponent to get a 2 out of this situation. Skip stones to come here on end number 7. And I'm sure that Satsuki Fujisawa will be thinking the only bad number here is 3. Giving up 2 we can live with. Giving up 3 would be a big mental mistake by us. It's getting later in the evening as we saw Tab Peterson. A little bit of a yawn there in the back of the sheet. It's coming up on 11 p.m. local time. So they talked about guarding the shot rock, but after some discussion, it looks like they're going to play a run on the redstone. A couple of options here. They can just run it off. That means no worse than 2, or they can run it straight back and try to pick off the stone in the rings. Either would work. Only bad result would be running it onto their own shot. Straight clear. Job done. And that assures really nothing worse than a 2. Wise decision, I think, from Satsuki Fujisawa. Sometimes you have to play the scoreboard, and the scoreboard says you're up 3. Just eliminate your opponent's stones whenever you can, even if they're short of the rings. So 2 stones to come for Tab Peterson. You're still going to have to make 2 beauties to get 2 points out of this end. Most important of those 2 beauties would be this one coming up. I'm not sure he's going to try to play the freeze. We'll find out. Definitely playing towards the stone in the back 4-foot. Does look like an attempted freeze. Very good shot. Very good shot. So that dictates the shot choice for Fujisawa. Hit the open one. That was an excellent shot there from Tab Peterson. Talked about she needed the high-quality shot to get the 2. That was the high-quality shot. That freeze on the backstone means that Fujisawa automatically has to concede 2 here and just hit the open stone. So Team Peterson, I'm sure they were talking about it. Well, we're going to have to steal an extra end anyways if we get to an extra end. So if we have to steal the 8th end to get to that extra end, then okay, we have to go steal as opposed to just steal. Fujisawa, no mistake whatsoever, removing the Peterson stone. Almost gets the spin there to get shot rock. Pretty close, but looks to me like, yes, the redstone is shot. It will be a draw attempt here for the 2-point end for Tab Peterson. Fujisawa very nearly got the friendly spin. Needs full 4-foot. Final stone of end number 7 on its way for Tab Peterson of the USA. Needs to draw full 4-foot to score 2. Hamilton and Peterson on that one, quickly out of hand. They seem a little concerned. I'm not sure if it's going to be heavy enough. And this one is going to come up well short. Oh my goodness. Bad mistake there from Tab Peterson. Coming up a good 6 feet short, so it is a single point for Team Peterson, they trail by 2 as we head to the 8th end here in Swift Current.
I've been farming on my own right for 40 years now, I think. It's a very wholesome enterprise. You have very, very busy periods when you have to go hard. So many of our windows are so tight that you just can't afford to miss a couple days of seeding.
When a producer places their trust in us, that when it's time for them to be able to make their living, we're going to be there. That's a tremendous responsibility that is not a one-day-a-year thing, right? In order to actually deliver on that, you have to build your processes and you have to build your team and you have to have a mindset of operational excellence, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong. And it's our job to make sure that they don't go wrong. Or if they do go wrong, that we can fix it before it affects our customer.
So with the impact to my business and income, will this delay my retirement?
I know you're worried, Marshall, but based on the original plan we came up with, you're only about 6 months behind.
I thought it would be years, not months.
You should feel good. Remember, you've got a plan.
Thanks.
With change comes questions. See the impact of your money decisions before you make them with RBC Wealth Plan.
Light up your love for curling with our customizable neon LED lights from Letterlands. Choose your new neon mixed doubles partner or make a statement with a neon curling rock in your window. Also actual Letterlands. Use discount code WHOA for 15% off. Only at Letterlands.com.
And we are back in Swift Current, 8th end, and very probably the final end of this game between Satsuki Fujisawa of Japan and Tab Peterson of the USA. Team Fujisawa enjoying a 2-point lead and last rock here in end number 8. Team Peterson doing what they can do, which is really use the free guard zone to the max and stack them up the center. But it is a tall order to steal 2. Not impossible, but a very tall order. Yuriki Yoshida. Put her first stone of the end right on the button. And if there's any underrated member of this Fujisawa foursome, it is probably Yurika Yoshida. But she has been absolutely metronome reliable in this game, getting her lead stones into excellent places. And none better than those two here in the 8th end. Remember, Tab Peterson needs to steal 2 to force an extra end. Now what do you do? Have to start by moving the stones and the rings around a little bit. Thing is, the way that they are frozen together, you're going to probably have to spend 3 shots just maneuvering stones around a bit. First little jiggle accomplished. Very nice shot. Fujisawa still lying 2. Yumi Suzuki pointing skyward, saying, "Do you want the heater?" "Yes, please." Clips away the top of the center guards. And the problem that Tab Peterson's got, normally you'd say, okay, if we're trying to steal one, stack two, peel, peel. And then maybe on Corey's second shot, make some kind of a play. But she hasn't got that luxury now, trailing by 2. She's going to have to make her move into the rings a little bit earlier than she would like. Maybe not on this shot, but certainly on the next one. Tara Peterson looking for some separation between those center guards. Throws it about halfway. Suzuki will again be asked to peel that top stone. The way they're angled, there's a chance for the double clear. Some of the members of Team Nicholas Adine holding fire before they run into the view of the shooter. And there's one, and there's two. Great shot, Yumi Suzuki. Center guards cleared away. Once again, Yumi Suzuki. Fantastic shot. Absolutely fantastic. You can tell from the body language of Tab Peterson, they're going to play this out, but stealing 2 from here, it's not quite mission impossible, but it is pretty darn close to that. No guards. Your opponent's lying 2. You're basically going to need 3 complete misses. And when you've got no guards up, those are hard to come by. Corey Teese will gamely throw another one up there. I have no doubt whatsoever that Satsuki Fujisawa will immediately run up beside that stone and ask Shinami Yoshida to rip it off. No time wasted whatsoever by Yoshida. She vaporizes the guard. And Tab Peterson is running out of bullets. Three stones to come. And this is what we spoke of earlier. Can't really take the luxury now of throwing another guard. You have to steal 2. So now's the time where you have to kind of weld on top of your own and hope. Team Peterson still able to share a smile. They know they're really up against it here. Very Perfect is just off the center line side of nose, well frozen to the red. And this is pretty close. Very nice. Excellent shot by Corey. That's as good as you can do. So that will bring the rest of the team down for a bit of a chat. If you're Satsuki Fujisawa, you're thinking, what happens if I don't throw anything at all? Can I do anything positive by throwing a rock into the rings? Terrific shot there from Corey. You'd think that it's the Fujisawa team trailing by 2 as opposed to the Peterson team just by the amount of effort being looked at here. But this is not a gimme situation. Welded nose to nose to nose. I think the last thing that Team Fujisawa would want is a chance for Tab Peterson to throw a third stone in line with those two in the back. So it does look like it's going to be blast away, knowing that you're going to leave Tab Peterson run with 2 stones sitting in the rings as a result of this. So that does change the angles a bit. So that does make the potential double takeout back for Satsuki much easier because they're not lined up directly in front of each other anymore. But, those are the potential game-tying points sitting there in the front of the forefoot. So if I'm Tab Peterson, I'm kind of tempted to guard those. Tara Peterson with a smile saying, yep, we're making him work for it. That is for certain. It'd be such a different situation if they were just trying to steal a single point, but trying to steal 2 means that Tab Peterson needs to really throw a guard that part covers both of those stones in some way. That's pretty good. So decision time here for Team Fujisawa. Not much of a discussion. Depending where Satsuki hits that front stone, she could end the game right here. There is the possibility to go across the top of those 2 stones with some weight and maybe scatter all 3 of them out of the rings, and that would end the game. Real kudos to Team Tab Peterson. They have played an exceptionally good 8th end here. Fujisawa trying to blast them back. Don't think she's going to get any action on the shooters, though. Did she point the... Oh, boy, she pushes that redstone into the ring. Well, that's interesting. I think the shot is still the guard, but... Boy, now you'd be almost tempted to make a play on that Yellowstone and make Satsuki look at 4 on her last. I don't think it's crazy to think about it. Quite a different feeling to be looking at loss as opposed to looking at doubling them off for a tie. Discussing how can we position these stones to make it as hard as possible for Satsuki on her last. The way those 2 stones are staggered, the shot stone and the second shot stone, as I said, I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I'd be halfway tempted just to bang that yellow one on the nose and say, come and get it. Throw your double takeout. Throw it a little bit wide. Chip it, spill through the rings. We steal our 2 that way. Maybe win the game. Because it's an awkward angle. I don't think the Peterson team can improve those 2 red ones very much by tapping it. All you're going to do is just line it up a little bit better, I think, for Satsuki. An intriguing eighth end. Tab Peterson doing what she can to try and force their way into an extra end. They need to steal 2. But those 2 points are sitting right there in the middle of our screen. I just can't see how you can promote either of those 2 stones to make it better. You could weld right in front of the first stone. I think that is probably the best choice. Weld freeze right where that brush is. And that way your third shot, if Fujisawa bangs that one on the nose, you'd actually need to be a little bit off nose to force the jam and keep that second shot in the rings. Yeah. As I said, I keep going back to that thought of hitting the yellow. Give Satsuki the shot at the double. And just say, okay, make it. If you don't, we're going to steal 2. I think it will ultimately be the guard. I mean, really, you kind of come back to Occam's razor. What's the most obvious thing to do? Well, the most obvious thing to do in this situation where you've got 2 there is guard them up. Final stone on its way for Tab Peterson. Trying to make the final shot of the eighth end. I won't call it the final shot of the game anymore, but the final shot of the eighth end is difficult as possible for Satsuki Fujisawa. They are going to bring it in for third shot. Well, there they are. You bang that one on the nose. Do you remove 2 stones? You must. If you hit it just the center line side, I don't know. Fujisawa was saying, well, what hit it on the end side? I don't know. Has to safely remove 2 out of these 3 stones somehow. The reason I hesitated a little bit, I think there's the faintest possibility of a jam on the outside yellow. Super faint though. Well, will this be the final shot of the game, or will we be headed for an extra end? They call that one immediately out of hand. Not going to hit high side. Will it move 2? Well, no, it won't. But is it going to squirt it far enough? Is it going to spin back? She just got away with it. Oh, my goodness. Satsuki Fujisawa dodging a massive bullet there. Terrific end from Tab Peterson, but it's a single point only. It is a steal, but they needed to steal 2, and this game comes to an end in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. Massive relief for Team Fujisawa. Tab Peterson nearly manufactured the miracle steal of 2. It was so close. But in the end, Team Fujisawa eked that one out to go to 2-0. So that will wrap it up for us here this evening from Swift Current. Team Fujisawa with the victory, a narrow win over Tab Peterson of Team USA. That ends our action for today. Join us again tomorrow for more action from Swift Current. Confirmation of our final score. Final score actually, Team Fujisawa 6, Team Peterson 5. Team Fujisawa are winners tonight in Swift Current.
We feed the world with Nutrien, and a large portion of what our job is to get fertilizer out with the carriers so they can get directed to the farms or to the different retail locations. We know that if we don't have the answer to something, we're not afraid to reach out because we have support from everyone. We've got a really good team behind us.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.